Good morning, friends. Ash here, WAT News. Some news and election updates. It's February the 4th, 2021. Coming out of New York Post, breaking: Greta Thunberg faces criminal conspiracy probe in India over farm protest tweets. By Lee Brown. Greta Thunberg accidentally shared a message showing she was getting told what to write on Twitter about the ongoing violent farmers' revolt in India, leading Thursday to her being probed for criminal conspiracy by police there, according to reports. The 18-year-old left-wing eco-activist shared and then quickly deleted a message that detailed a list of, quote, suggested posts about the ongoing protests. According to the posts that were saved by breaking 911, the list gave a series of tips on what to post, asking her to also repost and tag other celebrities tweeting about it, including pop star Rihanna, as well as the Twitter Storm the Toolkit. She shared also suggested highlighting planned demonstrations at Indian embassies. The campaign material and social media template was created by Canada's Poetic Justice Foundation, which claims to be a grassroots group creating events to provoke, challenge, and disrupt systemic inequities and biases, Times now said. The group's website confirms it is most actively involved in the farmers' protest. The group then shared to Facebook a series of screenshots of the posts it appears to have got celebrities to share. After deleting the list, Thunberg then shared a supposedly newer toolkit and a message saying, "We stand in solidarity with the farmers." So you could see these things are all fake, right? They bring out kids like this who have a disability and they try to use them for a cause, right? But it's not organic. In other words, somebody's running this girl. Her parents are, and you could see that, right? And I knew that as soon as I saw her because this has been done before, right? David Hogg and those kids right down in the Florida school, same thing, right? They use certain kids and they bring them out and they try to make it look like it's an organic movement, but it's fake. And this is another example of that, where they move into areas where you're messing with people's lives. You're trying to foment unrest and insert yourself into these political things that are going on, and you're getting people hurt, and you're not organic about it, and you're not honest about it, and it's going to be seen in this new energy right now that you're not honest about it. That's how my take on that. So we'll see if this girl and her parents get arrested for some of the disinformation they're putting out, turning people against each other. And like, what's up with Marilyn Manson, right? You saw the information just come out that he had Evan Rachel Wood, his girlfriend, was hurt by him and her allegations, and now cops swarm Marilyn Manson's LA home over a report of someone screaming they want to leave. Dustin Diamond just passed away. A bunch of stars and people are starting to check out, right? You're seeing that. Police swarmed accused abuser Marilyn Manson's LA home for a welfare check late Wednesday, as witnesses also said they heard someone screaming that they wanted to leave, according to reports. Several officers and at least 4 cruisers pulled up to the 52-year-old shock rocker's Hollywood Hills home, with the chopper also flying overhead and shining a light on the grounds. Wow. The welfare check was requested by an alarmed friend who had spent several hours trying to contact the singer just days after a slew of women publicly accused him of abuse. A witness outside the property also told officers that they heard someone inside shouting that they wanted to leave. Video on TMZ shows. They wanted to leave, but someone wouldn't let them leave, the witnesses heard saying in the clip. The officers arrived at 6 p.m. and made repeated doomed attempts to contact anyone inside the property. They returned 2 hours later and finally left after managing to contact a rep for the singer. So you never helped this girl? You never got inside the property? If someone is heard yelling that they want to leave and they're being held against their will, you never tried to get inside? It's interesting. And then you left her there for 2 hours to maybe be hurt more, right? Allegedly. The rep assured officers that the under fire star, real name Brian Warner, was fine and merely did not want to come out of the house, where several members of the media were waiting, the outlet said. Another witness told The Sun that there had appeared to be a gathering outside his home, no music but raised voices and people in the garden, just meters from the cops. It's not immediately clear if officers investigated the reported cries of someone wanting to leave. So we're not sure, but it doesn't sound like they got in. The welfare check came 2 days after Manson's actress Actress ex Evan Rachel Wood accused him of being the man who horrifically abused her for years. So there's that. Another big arrest out in LA, which I thought was interesting. 64 arrested in California Human Trafficking Operation. We just saw another huge bust of, I think it was 33 people. So this is another huge arrest. 64 people arrested in Riverside County, just east of LA, as part of an operation aimed at sexual slavery and human trafficking, County Sheriff's Department said. Operation Reclaim and Rebuild resulted in the arrest of 63 men and 1 woman after a 4-day period that concluded January the 28th. Task force arrested 61 males and 1 female for solicitation of prostitution, 1 male for soliciting a minor for lewd purposes, and 1 male for supervising, aiding a person to commit prostitution, the Sheriff's Department said in a release. So they saved a whole bunch of people, thank goodness, and hopefully we'll see more of these. We're seeing so many of them already, and most of the news doesn't want to report it, right? And that's for a reason. Reddit silver raid sparked highly unusual backwardation. So they're saying that there was some movement into different things, but there was also some profit taking, which maybe cut off the silver movement that was taking place. But I think that movement is going to be ongoing. I don't think it's a one-day thing. And you're seeing people who are moving into physical and silver and gold as well. So, which I always think is a smart move. That's just my personal opinion, to have some of your assets there. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. It's just a common sense thing. If you think about the Rothschilds and these people, the rich would always say, break your wealth into 3 parts, right? All the rich people I used to deal with would say similar things. Break your wealth into 3 different areas, right? Of physical. And they like to do that with, say, big purchases, right? Land, real estate, artwork, right? Maybe. Maybe expensive jewelry, diamonds, right? Maybe gold, silver, right? So, there you go. Some physical things. So all kinds of physical. You could be in the physical or you could be in the ether, right? You could be with Bitcoin, right? And your Bitcoin wallet. And then you hope that your Bitcoin wallet doesn't get fucked up or someone steals your Bitcoins, right? That's why I got out of those coins, because I don't trust it. It's not physical. I can't hold it in my hand, right? I can hold the wallet in my hand, that's it. The stuff in the wallet I can't hold in my hand. Some people don't like that. So is Rep. Ocasio-Cortez lying, right? She's making this whole big stink. She was in danger. She was in the Capitol building in January the 6th. She's making accusations that a guard may have led her into more danger, that she was hiding, cowering in a bathroom or something like that, right? Scared. And it turns out she wasn't even in that building. She was in some other building where there weren't people busting into it and she wasn't in immediate danger. So, Rep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez hit back at claims she lied about her experience during the pro-Trump Capitol riots. This is the latest manipulative take on the right. They are manipulating the fact that most people don't know the layout of the Capitol complex. We were all in the Capitol complex. The attack wasn't just in the dome. The bombs Trump supporters planted surrounded our offices. I mean, this woman is making up all kinds of accusations here. Was she in the actual area of danger? I mean, she seems to be overdoing it to me. AOC wasn't in the Capitol building during her near-death experience. What actually happened? A Capitol police officer knocked on her door in the Cannon building to direct her to another building on the day in which Alexandria Ocasio-Smollett is trending. Please never forget the time that AOC staged a photo shoot dressed in all white at a parking lot to spread lies about immigrant children in cages. Yeah. Faking her own attempted murder was the next logical step, so there's a lot of different tweets about this. You know, did she overdo it? It's starting to appear like that to me. She kind of maybe, you're trying too hard, you know what I mean? That's my take on it. Defense Secretary orders 60-day stand-down Tyler Durden, Zero Hedge, to confront extremism. So you're seeing now the military, there's some moves, right? The new person that Biden put in is now, Lloyd Austin has called on the services to conduct a 60-day stand-down on the issue of extremism in the military. prompted by the January 6th attack on the Capitol. So as you can see, they're using this whole thing to, basically try to make you think that there's this extremism problem that goes into all these different areas, But if you look into, say, the FBI and how they were, how their practices work, they sometimes will go infiltrate certain groups, whether they're on one side of a coin or another, and then push that group and then arm that group even and help them to get, and that's where I think the FBI goes off the rails because, where are you crossing the line, right, between you're actually investigating something and you're actually pushing it towards something, right? Maybe you're getting involved with a group and then all of a sudden you're, pushing it in a direction it may not have even gone, right? Where do you draw the line at? Are you investigating them or are you actually pushing them in a direction, right? Being part of it. So we have all kinds of problems. I mean, the FBI sat on all this information, right? The laptop of Weiner and the laptop of Hunter Biden's laptops, right? I just thought this was an interesting article you might want to check out. These are the words colleges don't want you to say. Tyler Durden, Zero Hedge today. Amid a nationwide movement to remove statues, symbols, and words in the name of inclusion, campus reform rounded up recent examples of words that have been banned on college campuses. MSU eliminates the terms foreign and alien. UPIT scraps homecoming king and homecoming queen titles. UC tells students do not say Chinese virus and do not allow others to say it. University of California. University of Virginia instructor wants to ban the term student athlete. Vanderbilt lists sexual reassignment surgery as an outdated term. Leading anti-racist professor calls the term legal vote racist. So there you go. The war on speech. They do it slow. And, if you let all these things go through, you're going to have a checklist of things that you can say, right? You're going to have to train yourself and read a book of all these things that you can and cannot say. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? It's doublespeak. It's basically saying, we don't want you saying all these things, right? We want to control you. We want to control your free speech. We don't want you being allowed to say what you want to say. Myanmar charges Suu Kyi giving legal basis to detain her. Coming out of Chicago Sun-Times. The charge that Suu Kyi was in possession of illegally imported walkie-talkies came to light 2 days after she was placed under house arrest and appeared to be an effort to lend a legal veneer to her detention, though the generals have previously kept her and others locked up for years. So, I'm looking into this Myanmar thing and I'm trying to equate it with that if did they use Dominion machines there? Did they use any of the software from Smartmatic? And I can't confirm it, but I've seen other people saying that they did. That's what Dave reported, so I'm assuming he deep dug it. I couldn't find any actual documentation from either Dominion or Smartmatic saying that, but I did see it was being used in the Philippines and areas around there. So, and I did see that there was that Dominion had tried to get the Philippines contract. So the question is, were they involved in the Myanmar, and is that why the troops, that's what some people are alleging, right? Did the troops do the coup because they saw that there was something wrong with the vote, right? And we'll have to see how that all plays out because we don't know. But we know that they've arrested her now, then she was under arrest, but they found that she was in possession, allegedly, of walkie-talkies. So if she had walkie-talkies, were they trying to somehow, I don't know, communicate with certain people or whatever the charge is? Legally imported walkie-talkies came to light 2 days after she was placed under house arrest, and they're saying it appears to be an effort to put a legal veneer to her detention. I guess what's going to have to come out is, are they going to do some kind of revote or check these machines and do a full audit, right? And we'll have to see how that plays out. So, I mean, that's a couple of big stories, man. Marilyn Manson's busted. Something's going on with him. And if you noticed, he also had a piece of stage equipment fall on him. He got injured. Like, he's having all kinds of, his karma's coming back up on him big time, because when you do all the dark things that he's probably done, and I don't know his past, but I know he's involved with some of the same people that have been accused of certain things. He's definitely a big player in that world, and by his music and the darkness that's around him, I would only assume that he is involved in some kind of Satanism and stuff like that. So, when you're involved in stuff like that, sooner or later it's going to come back up on you, because God's here in the world, right? We're at the end of one epoch and the beginning of the next epoch. That's what I heard someone talking about. And when you think about it like that, that's a whole lot of heavy energy coming on down, right? Silver getting hurt today, down 73 cents. Little pressure on the market. I'm still watching certain stocks. Sundial up again, 6 cents, which is a pot grower, I found out. Naked's up. Some of the ones I was watching were up. AMC's down a little bit. There's still action in the markets. There's people trying to do stuff. Question's going to be, how long is it going to take till people figure out the whole game's rigged, right? If I can make GameStop go from 6 to 400 in 2 months, how does that work if it has no fundamentals that really show that it should be that high? Well, if enough people put enough money into the stock, it goes up. That's how it works. Just like if more people are selling it goes down, right? So if I can get 150,000 people to all buy the same stock on the same day, I can make it go up. That's how these people used to do it. They just used their own money to do it instead of the 150,000 people doing it on the small end, right? If I'm a billionaire, I can move certain little stocks, right? If I start to put in certain money into them and people start to say, hey, what's going on? Who's buying this? Why is it going up? I don't know. Well, maybe I'll get it. And then it creates like a domino. So the market itself the system itself is not, it's not fair, right? It's not set up to be fair. It's not easy for a regular investor to do certain things in these markets, right? They don't have the same information that other people have, right? People in the big clubs on Wall Street, right? Whispering in dark corners, right? That's how information's been passed over in these worlds for a very long time. And what you're starting to see now is that the little guy, if they band together as a band of brothers, they have power too. They have more power than the billionaire has, actually, because the billionaire has to move his money around in clandestine ways to use it, while the honest man, all he has to do is buy a stock that he likes. That's how I see it, or an asset that he likes. And so a lot of stuff has to change in this market. And I'll just end with this. I hadn't been to the bank in a while, guys. My bank's TD Bank, TD Ameritrade, which I didn't want to be part of. I was actually part of another bank called Commerce Bank that I thought was cool, that came out a while back, and then they got eaten up by TD Ameritrade, like all the others that eat each other up. The snake eating its own tail, right? So when I went to the bank, the whole layout was different. When I logged into my account, it was like a whole different screen, and it was all different options. And so that made me think maybe Nasara is coming, because they said they're going to redo the whole banking thing, and it gave me other options to do, and it was just a different screen. So I don't know if they had just been planning on that, or if, because my bank had been closed a couple days too, like some of the other banks. And, where are we going with all this, right? Is Biden really in there, or is he in the Castle Rock studio White House that's not the real White House? Because some people keep alleging that, and until he does a press conference in the Rose Garden or something that confirms he's in there, we don't really know where he is, right? Because I haven't seen him out in public much. He seems to sign papers at a desk and stuff, but so we'll have to see how that all plays out, guys. We'll also see how this plays out, because it's starting to look like that maybe this woman isn't who we thought she was, right? Is she maybe part of something else? Did something go down in the election that we're not aware of with the election machines, right? We'll have to see how it all plays out, friends. All right. So with that, I hope you're well. I hope you're staying in your center and working out and, keeping on your routine, whatever that is, hopefully positive. So with that, friends, I hope you're well. This is Ash, WA.